So let's talk about NBA basketball yesterday. Today, I only want to talk about standout performances. I'm not really looking to talk about specific games. If that's important to a matchup, then I will say it and I'll go into it. But I'm more really looking just to see like great performances and talk about them and how the season is going, etc., etc., etc. First performance I want to talk about today is this Stephen Curry 42-point game. In this season, I don't know what's happened to Steph Curry. I don't know what's gotten into him, but he's just been absolutely tearing the league up. And I've said this for a while. And I'm pretty sure I've said this in a video before, and if I haven't, Steph Curry right now really figured it all out and put it all together. He's clutch, he's good, he's efficient, and he has the game sense of a vet, right? And yeah, I said this the other day that this is like his 2018 LeBron phase, right? Steph Curry this game dropped 42 points, right? 5 assists, 5 rebounds, with 7 for 13 from 3 and 15 for 22 from the field. Basically just completely carrying his team. The Warriors have been running several lineups out there just to try to, see what's the best lineup. And Steph this game just went absolutely hammer and really beat the Pelicans in an embarrassing fashion. The next performance I want to talk about is these two Laker guys just going crazy. LeBron yesterday had more of a passive game, but it's because he played less minutes than he has in the past few games. They won against the Magic, but the only thing that concerns me is that it was a close game. Now, with that being said, Anthony Davis has had 3 straight great games, and this is amazing. In this game, he had 26 points, 19 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. Meanwhile, D'Angelo Russell had 28 points, 8 assists, 2 rebounds, and they both shot really efficiently. For the Magic, there were no real big performances, but they all played well as a team. Then for this Heat game, this is really where I want to, expand upon this. Because with the Steph performance, we've seen him do it a few times, and we've really seen him, make his mark, right? But these next 4 games, I really, there are things which really stood out to me. And the first game is this Miami Heat versus Bucks game. What really stood out to me about this game is how bad Jimmy Butler's been this season. Now, of course, Jimmy Butler's a great player, but he's averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists on 32.5% from the field. Now, if you don't know what that means he's trash right now. And for a superstar player, we all know that in the playoffs he's probably going to get good, and that he's probably done little to no conditioning in the offseason apart from the Heat training camps. But if we're being honest, him playing 29 minutes, meanwhile Tyler Hero played 42, and the fact that Tyler Hero had 35 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and just was doing everything for our team to win because the Miami Heat is my team, and that Jimmy Butler can't even put in half that work, it's disappointing to see. He had a really bad game, he had the worst plus minus on the team as he had a negative 13 plus minus, and it's just disgraceful to see that our superstar player can't even put up 25-5 in the regular season, even if he wants to, and that he's putting up 13 points on bad efficiency. For the Bucks in this game, I want to talk about Giannis and Dame. Originally, in the middle of the game, they didn't look that good, but by the end of the game, they combined for 58 points. Giannis scored 33 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Dame had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and shout out to Middleton, because I know that he's playing little minutes, but I want Middleton to come back strong. They beat the Heat. That was not a hard task to do if we're being honest. But I do want to say that those guys are figuring it out. You see that their scoring is breaking down, and you see that in games like this, they are picking up this steam and they are making it, they are figuring out how to play with each other. The next game I want to talk about is the Timberwolves versus the Hawks. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. He dropped 31. He still lost, but he played a phenomenal game. He was efficient. 31 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. But who I really want to talk about this game and what I really want to talk about is that the Hawks are figuring it out. They are now 2-2 their record, which is the same record as the Lakers. But they've been really winning. I don't know how long this is gonna keep going, but if we're being 1,000% honest, Dejounte Murray in this game had 41 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. If we look at this game and we look at what the Hawks did, where they went on an 18-1 run, I think that the Hawks are figuring it out how to play with each other and their way to play. And in my opinion, the only thing that is missing from this squad is just that Clint Capella starts playing like Clint Capella again. I really like this Hawks team when they can actually put it together and make it make sense. And if they actually start playing really well, then that will be a great thing for the league because the Hawks team is exciting and Trae Young is a superstar. Trae Young had 24 points, 8 assists, and 1 rebound on below average efficiency. The next game I want to talk about is the Celtics game. Jason Tatum, 33 points, and Jaylen Brown, 36 points. Those two guys combined for 69 points. They both had an incredible plus minus, and they both basically just carried their team. From the Wizards, Jordan Poole had a terrible game. Yeah, and we all know that one clip that he had yesterday where he could have gotten a wide open layup, or it was a 2-on-1 fast break, right? And then he slowed the ball down, went out to the 3-point line. Instead of going for a layup, he went for a three and got blocked by Kristaps Porzingis, which was an amazing clip to see if you're a Jordan Poole hater, but it's a horrible clip to see if you're just a basketball mind who watches enough basketball to know how bad that clip was. But yeah, the C's blew them out, and those two guys, the two J's, really put on a standout performance, and I'm happy for Jaylen Brown. He needed that great performance. And finally, the last game I want to talk about, which is filled with great performances, is this Dallas Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies game. The Memphis Grizzlies had two guys score over 30 points, three guys score over 20 in their starting lineup. Jaren Jackson dropped 30 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Desmond Bane dropped 30 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Marcus Smart dropped 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists, almost a double-double. They all had steals and blocks, obviously, because they're all defenders. But these guys still lost by 15 points, even with those stats. And in the Dallas Mavericks, Luka had 35 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds with a steal and a block, and shooting amazingly, 50% from everything and 70% from the free throw. In my opinion, I really like this Mavericks team. I like how Luka's playing, and I think they finally put a competent enough team around him for him to win games. Because Luka, even though, yes, we know that he's a great floor raiser, last year his team was so trash, but we still expected them to be good just because it was Luka. But this year, this team is not even that good, and they haven't lost a game yet and have a better record than the Lakers. Obviously, that has to do with the competition that you're facing and the way that you're playing. But right now, Luka Doncic is averaging 39 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. He's basically averaging a triple-double on 55.6% from the field, or 56%. And he's been the best player in the NBA. And if he keeps going even half of what he's doing now when it comes to, being great, he'll probably be the MVP this season, no questions asked. But this has been basketball for today. I do think that yesterday we had some great performances, and honestly, we could really put something into perspective. I do think that basketball is great. Oh, I almost forgot. I also want to say shout out to DeAndre Ayton. He finally looked like dominating. He played for the Blazers. He had 10 points on great efficiency. He had 2 blocks, a steal, 2 assists. But really, he got 23 rebounds last game. And in my opinion, that's amazing to see. I want DeAndre Ayton to be good because I feel like the Blazers is his place for him to really shine. And in my opinion, I do think that him having that type of performance, grabbing all those boards, And even though he only had 10 points, at least it wasn't efficiently. I think it was great. Also, Nikola Jokic dropped the triple-double. And that's been it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. And I hope that you enjoyed this one. Peace.